Hi, and welcome to this tutorial in which we're going to learn how to convert data types from one thing to another within SQL. This tutorial is part of a series of videos in which we're going to learn all the basics of SQL. If you would like to find all the other videos in this series, then you can subscribe and you'll be able to see all the videos in my playlist. There are two functions that we can use to convert data from one thing to another in SQL Server, and that is the cast function and the convert function. So in the cast function, we say we want to cast something as something else, and in the convert function, we say we want to convert one variable to something else. So let's do some examples of that. Let's start off by writing a select statement. So we'll write a select statement. So let's say select. And we're going to select from the production.product as our example table. So I'm going to drag and drop that over and add in the from clause. And let's start with a cast function. So we write cast as our function. And then we can say we want to cast something. So we need to select a particular column or a value that we want to actually cast. So if I expand production.product, I can find a few things that we might like to cast in here. So let's try the list price. Let's grab that and drop that in there. So I'm going to pass the list price into this function. So I've got an open and close bracket. And then we need to say what we'd like to cast that particular column as. So we can say we want to cast it as, and then in this case we want to cast it as a varchar, and then we can specify the length of the varchar, so we can say 15. So in this case I'm going to cast the list price, which is a numerical value, as a varchar 15. We can also apply the cast function directly to a value. So if we put in another one, let's say cast again, open and close bracket. So this time let's perhaps pick the value 2. We can say I'd like to cast 2, and then we can say we'd like to pass 2 as, or we'd like to cast 2 as rather, a decimal. And we can specify the precision of our decimal, so we'll have 18 digits before the decimal and we'll have 2 digits after. So this will now, well, let's put a comma in there rather than a dot. So this will now cast the number 2 and convert it, rather than being an integer, it will now become a decimal. And then the other format we can use is also convert. So let's add in convert. So we say convert. And we want to convert, what should we convert? Let's say we want to convert a list price again. So let's take our list price. And we want to convert our list price to maybe a varchar. So this time we pass in 2 parameters. So we do it more as a traditional type of function. We want to say we want to convert it to a varchar. So let's say varchar. And we're going to convert it to a varchar 15. And then we pass in our next parameter. We say we want to convert the column. Oops, let's undo that. We want to convert the column list price. So let's copy that and pop that there. So this is now saying we want to convert list price into a varchar. So quite similar to cast, but a little bit of a different syntax. In addition, convert also has another parameter you can pass to it, which is the format. Now, I'd often use the format for converting things to a date format, for example, and I've got another video on that you'll find a link to at the end of this video, which will show you how to explicitly convert dates to particular structures. So perhaps you want a year, month, day format, for example, or maybe you want year, month, day format. So you can, if you're interested in that, then see the link at the end of this video. So which one should you use? So I typically use the cast function to cast integers to decimals, or cast varchars into other formats, etc. And I then normally use the convert function when I'm working with dates, or when I want to control the format of what is produced. So those are the 2 functions you can use, cast or convert. If you want to know all the variable types that you can convert to, I've also got another video. Again, I'll give you the link at the end of that video, and I'll go through all the different data types that are available within SQL Server. I've put all of these videos as part of this series on my website, which is www.padsresearch.co.uk. That's physics, aviation and data science. And you can find all of these videos along with an article explaining them on there. So I'll put, again, a link to the end of the website. And then I've also got, if you want to go into more detail, I've got a complete course on SQL within SQL Server. And again, I'll put a link at the end of that, and you can find that on my website also. And that will go into a lot more examples and to cover a lot more advanced topics, etc. So if you want more examples and perhaps you want to learn as part of a project, then you can also look at my complete course as a part of SQL Server. In the next video, we're going to look at how to do logic statements. So we're going to look at the case statement so we can decide if one thing is a particular value, then do something else. So we'll look at the case statement in the next video. We'll also look at the if statement as well. So if you're interested in that, then click the next button, or again, look for the link at the end of this video.